everyone, welcome to this week's video. This week I am sat on the floor, but for a good reason. I am going to be doing a DIY today. I haven't done one of these probably since I first started my channel, and I finally have all the bits together for this one and I'm really excited to do it. I decided to do a DIY for a Slogan beach hat. You might have seen them all over Instagram. I actually stalked one probably about nearly 2 years ago when Steve and I got married. They first came out and it was by a designer, I can't remember the designer's name, but the hats were like £400 each. And now, 2 years on, the high street has cottoned on to how good an idea is and actually have started creating their own, which is great. Some of them are expensive, some of them are more affordable, and some of them are like printed on, so they wouldn't have the ribbon or the fabric or the sequin thread that you would normally find in the original Slogan hats. But if you fancy it and it's a bit of a cheaper option, you could actually make your own, and it's pretty easy to do. So I'm going to take you through what you need. You're going to do it with me, or you're going to watch me do it, and I'm going to show you how to make your very own Slogan beach hat. So I'm going to go through what you guys need. Of course, first of all, you need a hat. This one is from ASOS. It's by a brand called South Beach. I picked it just because I really like these little pom-pom guys here, but they have some just plain ones with ribbons around them, or just completely plain. I'm sure you can find some on Amazon as well. My first stop is always ASOS just because it's easy and it comes the next day. I've then got some pins. Sometimes it's good to just pin the thread that you're sewing in place on the hat just so it doesn't move. The next thing is sequin thread. This I got from Amazon and it is literally just a line of sequins. I went for a little magenta one just because it matches the pom-poms, but I think it's a really nice way to do. You could use a ribbon or something like that. I think this will just catch the sunlight and just make it slightly more jazzy. The third thing that you need to get is some fish wire. If you take a look at your beach hat, it is actually put together with fish wire or fish line. This one is 0.4. I just got this off Amazon again, and you have to buy a whole roll, but it's pretty cheap. But I will put all the links down below to everything. You will also then need a needle for this fish wire. The important thing about finding a needle that fits this fish wire is most needle eyes are quite small. They're for cotton or embroidery thread, and this obviously it doesn't squish down, it's plastic, so you have to make sure that you've got a big enough needle eye for your thread, which there are some out there because I found one. So yeah, just have a look, but that's something to bear in mind when you're buying needles. It's really annoying when you come and you're all set up and then you don't have what you need. A pair of scissors, because you need to chop your thread. It's good to like neaten up things. I would recommend, these are my only scissors that I have in the house. I'd recommend some like little embroidery scissors, but I don't own any of those, so I'm just gonna show you with what I've got because, hey, you don't need to go and buy stuff for this. I've then very neatly cut out my slogan, which is BRB. If you used MSN Messenger in about 2003, you would have used this a lot. Maybe on the boy that you liked. For those of you that don't know, it's Be Right Back. I just thought it would be a really cool thing to put on a holiday hat. It's like, be right back, just going to my luxury villa. Be right back, just going to the beach. Just thought it was quite a fun thing to do. Also easy, only 3 letters. I'm excited for this one. Also, if you've got a holiday coming up, or you've got a friend who's getting married and going on honeymoon, I think this would be a really good present for a bride-to-be or just married person. Or if you're going away on a bride's holiday on a hen weekend, you could all have different hats with your names on, and I promise you it doesn't take that long once you get the hang of it. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop blabbering and I'm going to get on with the tutorial. So the first thing you've got to do is obviously decide where you're going to put your slogan and what your slogan is going to be. Or you could just copy me. I will put a PDF of this BRB in the description, like a download link, and you guys can download this if you want, just because this is the one that I'm using. Okay, so now you've got your stencil, you're just going to obviously put it on where you want it, and then we're actually going to sew into it, and I'm going to rip off the stencil afterwards. So if you just place it on there, you could use a couple of pins just to pin it onto your hat. Just be careful when you put your fingers under that you don't prick yourself with these pins. Okay, so once that's in place, then you get your thread. Now what I do is actually start a few sequins up, just because sometimes you lose the first one, so you want some extras. And basically what you're doing is you're just measuring up the thread where it's gonna go. So once you've done that, you then grab your needle. It doesn't matter if you run out of thread because you can just tie a knot and start again. Thread the needle and bring this bit, the second bit, quite far down, because obviously when you bring it through, it's gonna have a little bit of resistance from the hat. Then what you wanna do is tie this guy in a knot. So I just do a little loop knot at the end, and I actually do a second one just to make sure it's tight. So then what you want to do is actually take your hat off a table like that, so still balancing, and then place your thread on there. Basically what you want to do is hook your needle through and then hook it through the middle of the first sequin and then pull. So then what you want to do is then take it again and then just work down every single sequin. Also, it doesn't matter if you go through in the wrong place, you just come out and then you come in again. And obviously that end is now open, so just make sure that you obviously secure that last sequin and then just tie through at the bottom. So flip it upside down and literally tie your tightest knot that you can on the bottom, and then just make sure the first one that you secured is also secure. So if we measure it, it's probably that one. Now the only other thing to do is rip off the tape. Obviously be careful because you've just spent that long sewing it that you don't want to pull any of the threads out, but they should be pretty secure. And then just in the middle of the bees, just take a scissors, just make a little hole. It should come out pretty easy, you just need something to grab hold of. And there you have it. Be right back on the back of your hat. Final product, I love it. And you could do it with anything, like you could do it with your name or Bride to Be. I'll put the link down below to the font that I use because I think it is a really good kind of swirly font. Did end up changing the R just because when I initially looked at it, I didn't feel like you automatically went, yeah, that's an R. But apart from that, it was super easy. Also, if I went wrong, it doesn't mark the hat. So I just unpicked it and then carried on. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Also, it's quite nice to do something that's like away from your phone, away from a screen, and you can just literally sit and sew and look like a pro, because actually it's not as hard as it looks. If you do make a hat, please show me. I would love to see if you do end up making a hat. I'll also do a Slogan hat compilation on my blog. So if you don't have time to make your own or just want to buy it from somewhere, I'll put some links on my blog so you guys know, and the link will be in the description below. I've really enjoyed doing this. It's just something to chill out, and I think it looks really great. Also, it probably cost me in total about £16. I already own the needles and I already own the pins. I just had to buy the thread and the fish wire, and the hat was about £12, which I didn't think was that bad either. Also, I now have a hat for holiday. I hope you guys are having really good weeks, and thanks for watching till the end.